We've reached out to some Malaysian fans to get some questions in concerning this and all the other things around Chelsea, that revolution that keeps going on every single season. You never know what's going to happen. So let's get a few in and get your answers after that.
Frankie Lampard, Chelsea legend as a player? Yes. Chelsea legend as a manager? No. Because statistics show Lampard is much more worse than AVB. For me, Lampard supposed to follow what John Terry do. Become an assistant first. Learn from the gameplay, formation, tactical, how to use the player, okay? How to control the dressing room. Learn from other people first, okay? Then come to Chelsea as a manager. Or follow what Gerrard do right now. Manage a club where the league is not very competitive. Rangers right now, right? You can see. So if Lampard doing that, gain some experience, maybe 5 to 6 years as an assistant or from lower tier club where he can control everything, then he can be a good manager at Chelsea.
Hi, my name is Zuhair and I'm a United fan, and these are my thoughts on Frank Lampard getting sacked by Chelsea. For me, I think that it'll be exciting to play against Chelsea again because Thomas Tuchel has got a great reputation for getting his forwards firing, and obviously Pulisic has played with Tuchel before at Dortmund, so I'm excited how he brings out the best of Pulisic, Tammy Abraham, Werner and Havertz. Obviously there's been a problem with the attackers at Chelsea, with them not being able to gel very well, and Lampard often having to rely on the experience of Giroud to get them the goals. But when that hasn't worked out, obviously Chelsea has no really reliable source of goals. So I'm excited to see how Thomas Tuchel deals with that problem. And obviously for Chelsea fans, it's very disheartening to lose club legends such as Frank, but I believe that Chelsea will bounce back. I believe that the fans will be happy again. And yeah, that's my thoughts basically on Frank Lampard getting sacked. My question for Scott Minto is, how do you think Frank would bounce back? Do you think he would go in a job where at Sky to be a pundit, or do you think he's going to manage again? Or do you think he's going to take a break for a while and not do anything?
Thanks to the fans for sending that in. Scott, you heard the question. What's going to be next for Frank Lampard? He's managed in a division which is below the Premier League with Derby before. Almost a success there. We've seen him on TV. What do you think?
It's a really good question, actually. And I think that's one that I think he knows deep down, personally speaking. Listen, the TV broadcasters will be ringing him up already, speaking to his agent, saying, please come on, we'll offer you big contracts and long-term if you want. But I think he not just really has enjoyed management so far in both the clubs he's been at, I think he'll feel he's got a point to prove as well now. I think he'll feel that he wants to show the world that he will be a success, he can be a success, and he would have been a success if he was given time. So I think the important thing for him now is to step back, just wait a little bit, but be very careful. I think there will be clubs coming in. Listen, it's not going to be top 6 clubs, but I think there'll be good Premier League clubs. I think, sure, top Championship clubs will come in as well. But I think he might think he's done that now and it's time to move on. He would have learned so much in these 18 months. And there's no doubt, whether you talk about inexperience or not, and technically he is, but I don't think that's why he lost the job at all. I think he's a much better manager now than he was when he first took over. So he will use everything, the politics, the tactics, the man management, what he's learned along with Jody Morris. I believe he'll go back into management, and I think he's got a point to prove.
What do you think, Gary? The first fan was saying perhaps he should do a John Terry and become an assistant at a club. Just hone his skills a little bit more, learn from others. Maybe do a Steven Gerrard and move to another country and manage in another environment altogether. Or do you expect him maybe to try to fight for a place with a Premier League side in the future?
There is not a standard route in management. I personally think 100% that Frank Lampard will be back in management. I don't think he sees himself as a number 2. He sees himself as a number 1. I thought he did a really good job at Derby County. As Scott said, he's just learned so much in the last 18 months at Chelsea. He'll be back, and Frank Lampard will be a successful manager.